should have capitalized. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Wyntis Hall show. We're gonna give the people a few seconds, a few minutes to chime in while we share and tag your people and share again. I'm excited to have some wonderful guests with us tonight. Student minister, Brother Laron X, and also I'm gonna let you introduce yourself. Brother Karan Muhammad. Okay. Thank you so much. Please share. That's how we get the word out, by sharing. Share to all of your friends. Tell a friend to tell another friend that Wyntis Hall is back on the air again. We're going to get this going in about one more minute. Sorry I was a little late tonight. That was all Mickey's fault. And let me share to a couple groups. You sharing too? We know you're not sharing. You gotta help the minister out over here. So he can learn how to get involved on Facebook, just with things like this.
I actually don't even use Facebook.
I'm
not really big on social media.
I got two brothers that's not big
I
on
was just
Facebook.
never really into it. Really.
Well, I guess that's a good thing, though. That's a good thing.
Yeah, I never.
I know stuff about it, but I just don't really go into it.
Okay.
Since I can go months without even watching TV.
We know. Let's minister, can you adjust your microphone here and pull it up to you, because look at them, they saying assalamu alaikum, beloved. You see the
Salam.
comments up there?
Salam.
About 30 more seconds and we're going to go ahead and get started. Please make sure that you share, because that's how A10 is going to get the word out and keep our community woke and wake them up some more. It's by sharing the good word, the real word, the truth. So we're going to go ahead and dive in. People will click on as we get started. My hall monitors for joining in with me today. There's my lovely big sister, Christine Brown. Thank you for watching. And like I said, we have a student minister,
Brother
Laron X. He is over the Nation of Islam in Flint. And we also have Brother
Karan Muhammad.
I was going to say it. I was going to say it this time. No, I wasn't. I'm just lying. Brother Karan Muhammad with us today. So we're going to go ahead and just dive right into it. Brother Laron, this is your second time here.
Yes, ma'am.
Since the last time you were on the show, you have been active in the community. We've had several conversations. And in one of the conversations, I said, let's go to council meeting.
Yes, ma'am.
And that's what you said. Without hesitation, he said, okay. Now, I don't think he's going to go back again with me, but he went the first time. No, I'm just playing. I don't know. But that's what I want to talk about. But before, let's put a pin in that council meeting. I want to jump on this subject real quick because it's been weighing on me heavy today, and I'm glad that you're here, Brother Karan. We have music, and I wrote down some lyrics to a song that I listen to. I'm not gonna lie, I listen to it. And I'm thinking that our youth today are so focused into social media and what they hear, like they're trying to live out these TV dreams. They don't understand, like, people are just rapping most of the time about things that they haven't experienced. So if you listen, if you heard of this song, 2 Million Up by Peasy, I don't expect y'all to know, but the lyrics are shoot back to the crib and pick the switches up. Because remember yesterday I asked you, I was like, switches, they had some switches, and you had to explain to me what they were.
Mhm.
Then it goes on to say, catch him at the light him up like Tupac. Okay. Then hit your house party and F it up. It's like, and then the last verse, it was they talk about riding with a Uzi. Revenge. When we were at that council meeting yesterday, we had 5 people get shot. I don't know the ages, but the violence in this city is overwhelming. How do you think social media and the music that we listen to affects our young people?
Well, first of all, I just want to say in the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. Um, I like to give praise and thanks to the Honorable Mr. Louis Farrakhan for saving my life. When we look at TV and music, it has a big influence on young people. When you look at everything that you said about, catch them at the light and whatnot, so the powers that be, Satan, know that our youth
Right.
are very influential.
Mhm.
So he put things on TV that he want them to carry out in society. You look in the community, there's no jobs, um, youth don't have no money, but how is it that they able to get all these guns
Exactly.
and able to buy switches?
Right.
You follow what I'm saying?
Right.
And so he know that with that situation there, with no jobs, no money, stress, anger, tension,
Mhm.
and then you put stuff in the middle of that, the end result to that is going to be murder and bloodshed.
That's the truth though. That's the truth.
And there's a lyric that Tupac says. He said, "I'm lost and I'm weary.
Mm-hmm.
So many tears, I'm suicidal, so don't stand near me. My every move is a calculated step to bring me closer to embracing early death." And so when you look at in society today, we are making calculated steps toward death. See, because if you selling drugs, you know what I mean? The end result to that is either death or the penitentiary.
Mm-hmm.
If you out here shooting and killing, okay, you shoot and eventually you gonna get shot.
Right.
So it's calculated steps to an early death. And we got our youth, they're dying 23, 24, 25. These are our warriors that are going to help further our nation, our community, but they're going to the cemetery, and then the other ones are going to the penitentiary for the rest of their life. You follow what I'm saying? And
Yes, I
me
do.
myself, I am was a young brother that was living that same lifestyle. So I'm not going to act like I fell out of heaven. I came
Right.
straight up out of hell and still coming up out of hell. So but the youth,
Mm-hmm.
they're so important to our rise. They are so important to this city,
Mm-hmm.
and we got to stop them from killing one another
Absolutely.
and show them this is your mission. You know what I'm saying? Because they're rebels without a cause, and we have to show them their cause and stop them from living a lifestyle of death.
That's true. I'm very impressed how you broke that Tupac verse down into our everyday way of living. I never thought about that. I really never thought about that, how you put it down. Brother, what do you think about today's music and what we take into our minds? How does that affect us? Like, are you like, how old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 18.
18. Okay, let's talk to the mic so make sure everybody can hear you. So.
Well, the music that the youth is listening today is not really music anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that the music that we listen to is just put in a mindset of um, negativity in our minds, especially with the rappers that are just mostly just um, being disrespectful towards women in the music. When it comes to talking about guns and drugs and
Right.
all this, all these actions that they taken in this music,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that the society is not really doing a good job. I mean, not the society, but like the music industry these days is not really doing a good job.
I think they just about making money. Like,
Yeah, that's
it's like
really
it's
all.
violence sales, sex sales, and this is what we're gonna put out because this is what's gonna make us some money. Um, you really, really just touched my heart when you just broke down Tupac right there. So you listen to Tupac or used to listen to Tupac, and it seems like the brother was trying to really talk to us the way you just explained that. Like our every move is a calculated step to bring you closer to an early death. Like I never even imagined that. Like how'd your mind get there to even put that together?
Well, see, when you listen to a lot of times people in music, especially artists like Tupac,
Mm-hmm.
they express what they feel,
Right.
or what they're feeling in the music. And then you being one that grew up in that, because I understood what he's saying. I'm suicidal. Don't stand near me. Because if I'm suicidal, kill myself, I kill you too. So don't stand near me. You know what I mean?
Right.
My every move is a calculated step to help me to embrace an early death. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's deep. You got my mind blown. That's deep.
And then in another part, he's telling you they planted seeds and they hatch, sparking the flame in my brain. Such a dirty game. Planting seeds. When you look back, see television and music. See, that's how they get us. You remember they had a show in this, I think the 70s or whatnot. It was called The Odd Couple.
Okay, I don't remember that, but okay.
Well,
Thank you everyone for tuning in again. Hello, everybody.
The Odd Couple. See, because two men together, that's odd. You follow what I'm saying? And it said The Odd Couple, and you had Felix and you had Oscar.
Okay.
One of them was feminine, one of them was masculine.
Okay.
And so they was prepping us early
For what was coming.
for what was coming. And see, your mind have to be conditioned to accept it. You follow what I'm saying? Because see, if they throw it at you, you're not going to accept it. Whoa, 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 whoa. But see, if they just subtly keep making these suggestions from above, TV, music,
Mm-hmm.
then you begin to compromise your principle. And then well, times have changed.
Right.
It's different now. We can accept this. But time has changed, but principle and character and law, it don't change. You follow what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
But they subtly get us to accept it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Through television and music.
Distractions.
Yes.
And that's what I feel like our city is going through today. Distractions. We're being distracted and we have so much being thrown at us. Black men, as a black race, as a poor urban community, blacks and whites. When you say poor, poor has no color.
That's right.
You know, poor could be anybody.
That's right.
Mama used to say we all one paycheck away from being poor. So I don't know what we can do to fix it. You seen our leadership last night. You seen some of the council. Everyone was there except for Dr. Lewis, and then we have no representation in the 7th ward because she resigned. I think those were the only two that were missing. What was your whole take on? It's different from seeing it on TikTok and seeing it on Facebook and hearing about it, but when you actually sat there and you watched it for yourself, what do you think about the direction our city is going in now?
You know, I was born and raised in Flint,
Mm-hmm.
and Flint is a beautiful place, and Flint has produced beautiful people.
Right.
Man, Flint has produced some stars.
Absolutely.
Seriously, I mean,
Right.
some show enough stars, athletes, actors, entertainers,
Mm-hmm.
and we still have that same element here. It's still here. You know what I mean? Because Flint, we just you know, they got the Flint stone. It's a stone that is used to break stones.
Right.
You know
That's
what I'm
the
saying?
strongest stone, right?
And so we just kind of take on that type of character. You know, people that leave Flint, they can go anywhere and survive.
Right.
And so when you look at last night, the fighting, the arguing, the bickering, you know what I'm saying? It makes no sense. When you talk about people that are city councilmen that represent the people that live in that ward,
Right.
whatever differences that y'all have amongst each other,
Mm-hmm.
when you come in there, you have to set that difference to the side because now you're there to represent the people in your ward.
Mm-hmm.
And when you look at personal attacks, and it takes two to tango.
Yes, it does.
You know, even if you personally attack me, I'm here representing my people, so I'm not going to feed into that with you. We can talk about that after we take care of the business for the people.
But I don't feel like, and you've seen it, they haven't reached that mindset yet. And these are people that are older than you and I.
But there's a scripture in the
And
Bible.
old enough to be your grandparents.
There's a scripture in the Bible said that when I was a child, I thought as a child, but when I
Yes.
came a man, I put away childish thinking.
Absolutely.
And so it's like children down there fighting. And, you know, you have monies that come into the city,
Mm-hmm.
and those monies need to be distributed accordingly.
Yes.
You need to get those monies, those dollars to the people of the city of Flint. And see, and that's the reason why you have mayors and council people in other places that are legendary.
Mm-hmm.
Coleman Young, Marion Barry, because they thought strictly for the people. They wanted the people to benefit. They produced millionaires. And so when you got these dollars coming in, you look at our community, north side, south side, trees overgrown, grass up to here, trash everywhere and whatnot. And we got money coming in. Take some of those dollars, create summer jobs. When I was coming up, it was plentiful in summer jobs because they cared about getting the youth involved into the workforce.
Right.
See, they out in the street and they don't have nothing to do, so they just hanging.
Mm-hmm.
But bring money in, give them jobs. Let's get our city cleaned up. Cut down all these bushes and whatnot. See, because if you go to Grand Blanc, you go to Flushing, you don't see this.
Right. You don't
see it.
You're right.
But you come to our city, you see it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and we have to get up. The people of the city of Flint has to get up and take charge. If you can't represent us, sit you down and put somebody else in your place. And what we need to do is we need to get the youth to get involved. We need young, innovative minds that got vision, because the youth, they have vision. What we need to do is get them up, get them involved, and then we guide them. because they're the future.
Right.
And they can get this city out of the rut. But you, as a little boy coming up, and you still see this for years, you see the same thing down there, just fight, 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 nothing getting done, and you just like, this is crazy, this is absurd.
Well, what would you know? What as a young person, would you even want to get into politics in the city of Flint with everything that's going on?
No, not me personally. I would.
Right. I mean, you being honest, and he's being honest. So when you say get the youth involved, and I say get the youth involved, and everybody else says, we get the youth involved, the youth don't want to be involved because they see what you see. You see people older than you that don't know how to act. How can we lead them and tell them what they should do, and we don't get along ourselves? And I'm I'm not perfect. I know I can pop off sometimes. So how can I tell him, you shouldn't act like that. You shouldn't do that. How can you tell him, oh, you can't do that, you can't do that? And he sees people, not necessarily you, but speaking generally, pop off.
Well, you have to be examples, and it's just discipline. You have to have discipline. um it's just like not too long ago here, parents got into an altercation over at the school over there on Saginaw. What is it?
Doyle Ryder or
No, the
International Academy?
International
Okay.
International Academy,
Okay.
and the parent pulled a gun and shot the other parent.
Oh wow.
Well, children went out there, and so these children, when they see that, they say, "Oh, well, that's how I handle my problems right there. I just pull a gun and shoot."
Mhm.
So whatever you do, whatever example that you show them, that's what they're going to, you know, respond. That's how they're going to conduct themselves. If they're down there at the council, they're fighting and bickering, well, then that's how our children seeing this, that's how they're going to conduct themselves. So we got to be disciplined. And what happens is when you got people that want to continue to fight and argue and not deal with the problems and the issues, you have to ostracize them.
I like that, Marcia. She said, "Be angry, but sin not." I like that. So, also moving on. It was a post today, and let me see if I can pull it up real quick because it kind of touched on a couple things that I wanted to talk about. Now, I can't read all of the words because Tony does say some pretty choice words, but my brother Tony Wiggins, he made a post, and it's funny, but it's real. He said, "Listen to me, and Facebook, please don't block me." He says, "When these brothers say, 'I'll kill everybody in this place,' please believe them, because you expressing doubt leaves him no choice but to show you." And he's saying that that's some real game. If somebody tell you that they gonna kill you, and you challenge them and say that you're not gonna do nothing, do you feel like that's how a lot of this bickering and beefing is starting? And also, part two to that, Tony followed up with, "We have no fear for anybody. We don't respect the police." He said, "Bring the cat squad back." Now I don't know nothing about the cat squad. He said the cat squad was out here with Tim Johnson as the leader, our old police chief, Tim Johnson, and they got in the trenches. They knew the activity behind the scene. He said one minor traffic stop may have stopped in 7 to 8 murders. They knew who Ray Ray and Pookie was, and who they was beefing with, and Merle Hood and this hood and that hood and Wesley Hood. Like, they knew before it happened. It seems like it's a disconnect from coming up into now. Where do you think the disconnect happened?
Well, I think it's parenting. The disconnect is parenting. When you look at, I have a youth then I'm raising a relative. And what happens is he's in school and he see them, do a lot of things, children, and a lot of those children are not disciplined.
Mm-hmm.
But see, what he don't understand in my household, there's discipline.
Oh yeah.
So if you do this, and the school calls me, then
Mhm.
I'm taking everything.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you're not gonna go nowhere, and you cause that. Well, a lot of parents now, some of them they scared of their children. Some of them don't care because some of them are still in the club. See, there
That's
comes a
true. That's
times
true.
where we have to be parents.
Right. You got to sit down.
We have to be responsible,
Mhm.
and we have to read, and we have to learn so that we can continue the growth in our children.
Right.
If a lot of us graduate and we don't pick a book up again, you know what
That's
I
true.
mean? And so your mindset is back when we graduated in the 90s, your mindset is still there.
Right.
It hasn't evolved, and so when you talk about relating to the children, you just give them the same mindset that you had when you was in high school.
Mm-hmm.
Versus saying, look, son, look, daughter, you got to do this, you shouldn't do this, get a job, work, be responsible, so a lot of that's going on. And with our youth in the community, I don't think like beefing up police would be the answer, because really they're our children and we can talk to them. You know what I'm saying? But we just have to go to them with the right spirit, and we also have to go to them with the right conversation. You know what I'm saying? It's not a look, this is what you're gonna do. No, sit down, talk to me. What's going on? You know what I mean? Hear them.
Mm-hmm.
We're not hearing them. You know what I mean? And so because we're not hearing them, they just display this irate behavior. Somebody gonna listen to me. You know what I'm saying? Through violence, I'm gonna get somebody attention.
If I do enough donuts in this street,
That's right. You know what I mean?
y'all gonna do something,
And
right?
so, no, we have to be smart enough to tap into them because they're ours. They're our babies.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And we can get them on the right track, but it starts with us first. We got to get ourselves on the right track. The reason why that stuff going on down there in the council meeting is because we, as watchmen, we have fell asleep at the steering wheel. And
so you're saying it's our fault?
Yes. Those of us who are in the age of 40, 50 years old, yes, we have fell asleep at the steering wheel.
I ain't never had nobody come on my show and tell me it's my fault. No, but you're saying it's our fault.
It's our fault.
Why would you say it's our fault?
Okay. When we in the community, we see children come and go
right
in the neighborhood. We don't even speak to them.
Okay. You got a good point.
We'll look at them
and keep going.
As long as they keep that down, we don't even speak to them. Hey, young brother, like it was when I was coming up. I was pulled up by everybody in the neighborhood. Hey, come here, young, let me talk to you.
Right.
You follow what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So we had a relationship and a respect for each other. If I was going too far to the left, one of them say, hey, they could call me back because I had respect, because we just generally conversated with each other. You follow what I'm saying? We don't even speak to them. We'll come out the house and we'll see them get in the car, pull off. We don't even speak. We don't say, hey, how you doing? Leroy, come here, man. Let me talk to you. What you gonna do with your life? What you doing? Just that conversation of you showing him that you care about him, creates a certain type of relationship.
Right.
But we don't even talk to them. How many women, tell the young girls just walking down the street, hey, come here. Let me talk to you for a minute. So there's this gap because we don't communicate with one another. And see, that's why I try to make it my business when I go into the store, when I go places, I try to speak to Black people. Hey, how you doing, brother? You all right? How you doing, little sister? You know what I'm saying? Just go out my way to speak. We family. We live in the community together. We got to work this thing out,
I never thought about that.
Yeah, we don't we mug at each other. When I go in, I see a brother mugging, I say, "How you doing, brother?" You know what I mean? Try to break that down. How
The
you doing,
tension.
brother? Because
Right.
I'm not your enemy, brother. I'm your brother.
Right.
So how you doing? You know what I mean? So we got to, it's work that we got to do in the black community, because when you look at the 50s, the 60s, they always spoke to each other. They throw up the fist, power to the people. You know, how you doing, brother? How you doing, sister? And we got to get that back, because today media and music. See, when Tupac and Breed brought that, you got to get yours, I got to get mine.
Right.
You follow what I'm saying?
Right.
So now you don't care about your brother. You like, I got mine. I ain't thinking about nobody else. You follow what I'm saying?
Right.
And so
Right.
when we got to make sure that everybody get. You know what I mean?
But people don't
that,
think like that.
we have to get to that, because that's the only way black people go. That's the only way we're gonna rise.
I made a post on Facebook and I said that it seems like to me council can't move past their personal beefs to hear the people's griefs. Like they don't understand. Like people need help. We have, and I feel like the distraction, like we started off talking about the music, we're talking about things that's going on in our community. A lot of this stuff is distracting us. We sat there last night and I brought my agenda in for a reason. And you know, and you were there. They were going on and on and on and on. And the next thing I looked at, it was a $750,000 grant from the Mott Foundation. Financial recovery technical assistance. No questions asked, nothing. Bickering and arguing, sidewalks, recalls, who gonna do what you gonna do, how you not gonna talk to me. $750,000. And then when I finally Councilman Mays went and got the paperwork for me, and I read it, and it was a no condition loan, like basically here's $750,000. You can do what you said you were gonna do with it or not. And when I was reading the paper, from what I could understand, when it was submitted by the mayor of the city of Flint to the Mott Foundation, it had 400 and did I show that paper to you last night? It was $413,000 worth of wages. So it's like, whose job is this? Then it went benefits and other things. But $750,000 and we arguing over recalls and sidewalks?
One of the things we have to understand this. Anytime someone gives money,
It's always a condition.
there's always a condition.
I knew you was gonna say that.
When what we have to do as a people, we have to come together and we have to clean up our community. And it's one of them things, you know how when we was young and it was chaos in the house,
Mhm.
you know how mama, auntie, everybody that do not live here, get out. You understand what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Because now they're trying to call order back to the house. And so it's just like in the black community. We got everybody in our community making money, but nobody is contributing to black causes, black programs. Nobody. The Arabs in the community making money. You got the Chaldeans, you got the Koreans. Everybody is in our house making money, but nobody is helping to contribute to our programs in our inner cities. So what we got to do, we got to get everybody out. Get out our house, straighten up our house. We don't need money from nobody. We don't need money from the Mott Foundation. We can do for ourselves. We don't need nobody. And see, because when somebody gives money, see, they got some say at the table when they give the money.
Yeah, that's true.
You let me know when you give somebody some money and you ain't gonna have some influence.
Never seen it yet.
You follow what I'm saying?
Never seen it yet.
So they put that kind of money on the table and you want to go left, they're gonna say, no, I think you should go right.
Mm-hmm.
What you gonna do?
You're gonna have to go right, because you remember they just gave you $750,000.
See, when you When you lay in the bed, you have to play ball.
Right.
When you and the thing is, in the black community, see, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad Abba Ms. Louis Farrakhan told us all we have to do is pull our resources. Our little dimes, nickels, and pennies and whatnot, and that adds up.
Right.
And see, when we do that, then we can dictate what goes on in our community. Right. We can make the moves that's in the best interest of our own people.
But we can't do that. I do want to correct this. Mr. Shumo, you said, why would the city of Flint need to loan? No, Mott gave the city of Flint a $750,000 grant. Flint doesn't have any money to loan. We got $750,000 more for some wages and salaries and benefits. They just passed the budget. Nobody knows what it's for. It's no conditions on the grant. They're going to accept it. So it's just hanging out there. It's looming. And like I said, meanwhile, we're discussing other things and money is just being moved and all around us. And we just losing track of the bigger picture. And when you talk about leadership, and I'm glad that you two brothers are on here from the Nation of Islam, I feel like it's a lack in Black men masculinity. The Black man around here in Flint, some of the ones that I've witnessed, I think I'm stronger than they are. What happened?
Well, when you look at myself, being young in the community, and a lot of times, I grew up without a father, and a lot of times when you don't have a man there to show you how to be a man, you have to figure it out. And you make a lot of mistakes in figuring it out when you don't have someone there to cross you over. And that's what we're doing now. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, he showed me the perfect example of what a man is. When he fight for you and you're not even fighting for yourself, he taking all of the heat for us, trying to get us up so that we can take back control of our communities. And that's what we doing. We be out there with the paper. We don't make no money selling the paper. We just trying to get our people the truth, and we trying to show young Black men and men the representation of, man, look, let's take back our communities. You follow what I'm saying? So if you don't have a man in front of you, a lot of times you don't know how to be a man. A lion teaches a cub how to be a lion. And so, that's one of the things, we have to work on. We got to work on getting our young brothers, getting them to, pretty much the mosque. I want them to come and join the Nation of Islam so we can show them how to be a man.
Well, somebody made a comment earlier about, you all are so well dressed. When you could have easily put on a t-shirt or some jeans or anything. So you're going out and you this is how a man is supposed to present themselves. We just don't see that in Flint. And the women really don't respect the men around here.
Well, see,
and the men don't respect the women.
Well, see, it's just like in the Nation of Islam, we have a class that teaches the men. We taught this. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Because we was once with the t-shirt and the jeans on, but right. We were taught this. We're being taught this. Mm-hmm. We have a class where you have to be responsible. You got to work, brother. Right. You know what I'm saying? You got to clean up. You got to get it together. And we have a class that teaches us this, how to be a man, how to be militant. Because militant is not, some people like, oh, no, militant is just being tack. You know what I mean? Crack, black, and exact. That's militant. You know what I mean? So we're being taught this, and we have a class for the sisters that's teaching sisters how to cook, how to clean, how to keep a house. You follow what I'm saying?
Right.
And I know most women like, I ain't just gonna have me nowhere cooking and cleaning. No, sister, it's bigger than that. You know what I'm saying? You are the mother of civilization. You keep everything in order. You know what I'm saying? So we have classes to teach this. We don't just go home and Shazam. We have a class that we have to go to. This stuff is being taught in our class. We have to come up. You can look like this today, but tomorrow, brother, we need you to get it together. We got to press our shirts, iron our shirts, keep our fingernails. That's the sign of civilization. Some of our brothers and sisters, they out in the street, one side of their hair is out, one side braided.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
They, it's we have to, what they say, in the city council, call to order.
Point of order, right? Point of
Point of
order. We
order.
got to get it together.
We got to get to a point of order in the Black community. You know what I mean? So we taught this. You know what I'm saying? And you love it. You love it. Once somebody start pointing things out to you, and you can see your error, and you can say, you know what, you're right. See, that's humility. You're right. I gotta get it together, because our children are looking at us. Anytime we have little children come up and say, I like the way you dress. And
Right.
you have to say, thank you, little brother, thank you, little sister, and that's because they
don't
know.
see people like that. They don't see. It's very rare that you see men in suits, period. But young Black men in suits, it's like you going to court, brother. I'm serious. We're just gonna keep it real. You don't see young Black men in suits. So I commend you all for doing that. I commend you for taking young men under your wing and trying to show them the right way.
Look, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan has been the best example for us, and that's who I look to. You know what I mean? He loved Black people unconditionally, and he tells us, man, that if you can't love Black people, if you can't treat Black people right, you can't be with me. So we have to represent.
What do you think about 9 years in a water crisis? We can't pin it all on one person.
I try sometimes. Sometimes you want to say some things that is really sometimes out of character. You like
We got some beeps. Go ahead, Mickey.
But they have really disrespected the people of the city of Flint, and we have to make them be accountable. We have to make them. We cannot. It's just the people of Flint and us. We have just been a people that just don't take no. You gotta bleep. You know what I'm saying?
Beep.
But
I'm the beep.
We have to get back to that. And that water's still not right.
No, that water ain't right.
You still be itching and carrying on, and they try to, make us believe that the water is okay, and but I've always understood this. You're not going to ask someone to do something for you, and they just going to do it. You got to make them do it. You know what I mean? You got to make them hear you. And our unity and our solidarity will make them hear us.
Well, that's another good point that you done brought up, because everybody's screaming unity. It's not really, they really don't want unification. And I feel like a lot of people are making a come up on our children. Mickey got it. What you call him, Mickey? 501c3 pimps. 501c3 trappers. You don't see the money pouring into Bloomfield Hills, Birmingham, Rochester Hills. You see the money pouring into Hamtramck, Flint, Detroit, Ben Harbor, the poorest urban communities. And in my head, and I do believe that I'm right, you gotta keep people poor in order for the rich to stay rich. They don't want everybody to receive $1 million from this water settlement. We're not even gonna get $200 from the water. Matter of fact, we haven't. Have you got anything yet from the water settlement?
No.
Right. So it's like I'm looking at them like they're doing this on purpose. This is all by design to keep people poor. The poor stay poor, the rich get richer. We see fake community leaders. I'm just gonna call it like I said. Like I said, everybody's screaming unity and let's get along and march and let's do this and this and this. They don't mean that. They doing it for grant money.
Yes, ma'am.
You'll see them change. You'll notice their whole style of talking. Like you said, $750,000 is always some condition on some money. So, what is your take about who do we gravitate towards? Like, I want to be a leader. I'm going to help the people, but you ain't no good. Or I want to be the leader. I want to help the children. You ain't no good. So how can people navigate? They don't know you.
It's just that, sister, we gotta work. We gotta work, and we gotta unify, and we have to pull those people out that are in the best interest for the people. We got people that's in the community that could be good representatives. We just gotta pull them out, and we gotta support them, because a lot of
that's true.
times,
Yeah.
sometimes people are frightened to put themselves out there.
Right.
You follow what I'm saying?
Right.
And we got to back them. When you look at a lot of people that wants to be this and that and whatnot, if you want to compromise with the enemy, then you're not for us.
Say it again in the mic form. If you want to compromise,
If you want to compromise with the enemy, you're not for us. Period. When you look at, man, I gotta say this. When you look at the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, he has never compromised. He has never sat down to the table and made no side deal. He strictly wants, unconditionally, there's no conditions, liberation for our people, the poor and oppressed. Regardless of creed, class, or color. He has not compromised that. And when you got someone that ain't going to the table to compromise, it's total liberation. That's it.
Period.
And that's how we have to have with our city council. That's what we have to have as governors. This is what we have to have as mayor. There's no compromising. Total liberation, total justice. The people of the city of Flint have not been given justice. No. This is not justice. This is just total blatant disrespect. And the people have to call these people back to order. We got the power.
Right.
We got the power.
We do.
And see, when you get these council people and all of these people that get elected in, just like we elected you in, we can elect you out. And see, when the people show them that they're not playing, then we can get somebody to step up and address our issues. We just give them straight up a 90-day. You got 90 days to do something. If we don't see no change, you out of there. Change them like you changing clothes until you get the right one in there.
Well, that's a good way to do it. But you get people that gripe about all the recalls. They cost money, but how much money is it that costing the city of Flint now by what they doing? $500 a day, but its pipes not being done. So the city of Flint is getting fined right now $500 a day because we didn't meet the pipe deadline. But we still want to have festivals and parties in the park and
see, one of the things is when you got money coming to the city, you got young black males, you got young black females. This is a predominantly black city. Put programs together that can get these children qualified in trades and certain things so that these dollars that come in, they're not qualified. So let's put programs together to get them qualified so they can access those dollars that's coming in. Don't just say, well, they're not qualified, so we had to go over here. Well, put a program together to get them qualified so that they can have access to those dollars because they deserve them, because it's for the people of the city of Flint.
But while we keeping it real, and we just gonna keep it 100 because that's what we do on the Wyntis Hall show. When you give us the money, people that look like me and you, to help out the young brothers, to get them a trade, to get them qualified, if you give me $10,000, I'm spending $8,000 on administrative fees, so I can only help 2 people. We hurting ourselves. We taking the money off the top because we want to be rich and famous and have a title. And we've talked about this several times. People I've seen over the course of these last few years, grown men, grown women, they would rather have some money and a title than anything. They don't even have the they don't even people don't respect them. They don't even care about the respect. They want that money and they want a title. What is your take on that? Like, it's no difference to me from the political game than the street game. Different players, but it's the same game. Money, power, and respect.
Well, I mean, the only way you can truly, truly, truly get real respect is that, like it says in the scripture, seek ye first the kingdom of God and its righteousness, and all things will be handed on to you. So we got to seek God and righteousness first, and then we'll get those things. But if you seek those things before you seek righteousness, then it's corrupted. You follow what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so they go after that. They want to be somebody, and that's not what it is, man. What it is helping the people.
Right.
That's what makes you a champion, man. When you help the people, when you see, when you put the people on your shoulders and you lift the people up, man, that's what makes you a champion. There's nothing greater than that. When you can help, it makes you feel so good inside. That's our nature, you know. And so when we start chasing other things like money and this and that, that stuff, it's all gonna go away. You ain't never seen nobody with a U-Haul behind a hearse. You follow what I'm saying?
Yes,
When
I
you
do.
leave, you're gonna leave it.
Right.
You know, my grandmother, it was a saying that my grandmother told me when I was a little boy. She always said it to me. I didn't know what it meant in the beginning, but as I got older, I began to understand. She said, let me tell you something. You rather have a friend than a dollar. She said, because a dollar will come and go, and a friend will always be there. You remember that. And she always told me that.
Mm-hmm.
So I never cared about money like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Only reason I want money is so that I can help. Because if I got the money, I can help.
Right.
I don't want to hold it to my chest. I want to get it so I can help. Okay, what you need? You said you got an idea. Okay, well, I'm gonna invest some money in your idea, and we'll see if we can move that forward. What you owe me nothing. I want you to do the same thing that I did for you. You do it for somebody else. You know what I mean? Each one teach one.
Mm-hmm.
So you put that person on, just like I put you on. You don't owe me anything. You know what I mean? That's what the resource is for.
Right.
It's not for the me to run out here and say, look, I'm the bad as
Right.
That's why a lot of them rappers you see now they getting robbed.
Right, because they on there with that fake money. People don't know it's prop money, and they on here like this, and they getting robbed and shot for fake money and fake jewelry.
See, the youngsters looking at you ain't sending none of that back down this way. So when we catch up with you, we're gonna rob you.
Right.
So my thing is this: when you get wealth and whatnot, we obligated. That's what it tells us in the Holy Quran. We are to help the orphan. We are to help the welfare. We are to help the poor, the destitute.
Mm-hmm.
When God bless you to financially get squared away, it's your duty to go and help the less fortunate.
Right.
We got to do that.
You're right. You're right. I agree. My mother said, "Thank you for watching, Mama." She said they are selling their souls to the devil for a few dollars. That's what my mama said.
And let me say this: there's nothing that I could be offered. I want to be with my people. I don't care what you offer me. Ain't nothing you can offer me. I don't want nothing. I just want to be with my people. So ain't no money, ain't no position, ain't nothing that you can offer me.
Many have said that.
I want to be with my people. See, and when you look at a lot of times That's why I said when you look at brothers, we be out there, you know, in the sun in our suits, and we be walking, going door to door, and man, look, we just want the liberation of our people. We trying to galvanize them to get up so they can take their proper place. That's it. Wake up.
Mm-hmm.
Wake up. Just wake up, get up. So, you know, it ain't about no position and all this titles and whatnot. I have a job.
He said, I got a job.
I
Right.
work.
Right.
I give in charity.
Mm-hmm.
You follow what I'm saying?
Right.
And I help whoever I can help. You know, I'm not making no money. I ain't got no, you know what I mean? So I enjoy just being in the cause for the liberation of our people. I want to live and die a soldier.
I've been reading a lot of the comments, and the people are saying, like, you know, if this was back in the day, 20, 30 years ago, a lot of this stuff wouldn't be going on. Do you agree with that? Like, I know we were different. Like, things were different back in the day. And what I mean by that is that we all came together. Like, the three of us, we would sit at this table. We would say, okay, Brother Mickey, he's gonna be the man. We're gonna push and we're gonna stand behind him. We don't have that togetherness today. We don't have that unity. Everybody want to be the man, but they always send somebody that look like us to trick us.
Well, you know, when you look at sister, I don't know, you remember the movie Paid in Full?
Yes, one of my favorite movies.
Okay. But one of the things that you have to understand that when they want us to start to act a certain way,
Mm-hmm.
they work on us through the movies. And if you notice in that movie, if you go back and watch that movie, that was a disgrace. Because when you see the treachery that they implemented into the black community, you follow
Damn,
what
it
I'm
was
saying?
just a movie. You just studied it that deep.
No. They put that out because they wanted to create a narrative in the black community all over America. Do you notice the treachery? How they started killing their friends?
Yeah.
You had this person want to take the place of that person.
Yeah.
You follow what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
See, they were friends, but then all of the treachery.
They got jealous.
See what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And so what they did, they put that into the minds of youth all over the world. Just look at the movies. You know, is a movie, Fast X. Fast X. We went to go see the movie.
Okay.
Fast and the Furious. You know,
look, Mickey.
you know the guy that played Aquaman?
Jason Momoa.
Who?
Jason Momoa.
No, I might know if
Jason Momoa.
AKA Aquaman.
Okay.
Okay. Well, in every movie that he has ever played in, he has played the epitome of male masculinity.
Okay.
You know, in all the movies, he kicked butt. He just displayed he's just a man.
He's
A man's man.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Right.
And so in this movie, they took him and had him play Dante or Shante.
Who?
Dante or Shante. He was bisexual, whatever you want.
Okay.
So- So, and he had on purple.
Okay.
And he was painting his fingernails and stuff like that. Well, they knew what they were doing because they're trying to sell something to the people. So they had to use him because he has a big following. You follow what I'm saying?
Yes.
And by him being a man's man, if he does that put that on the movie screen, his following they will accept it.
Okay.
Because it's coming from him.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you look at in a scene, Van Diesel beats this man just unmercifully. He don't even fight him back, and then he ends up on the car like as if though he's a battered woman at Van Diesel. You follow what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And they know what they're doing. This stuff is not an accident. They know what they're doing. And so they selling that to the youth. And the youth are taking that in. Remember when I told you what Tupac said? They planted seeds and they hatched, sparking the flame in my brain. Such a dirty game.
Brother, you deep.
So when you look at it, all you got to do is drop that seed, go away, put a little bit of water on it, put some sun on it, and then it's going to hatch. Sooner or later, it will hatch. And so that's what they're doing. They're pushing this over on the people. And so when you look at that type of stuff, you have to watch what these children are watching at a young age. Because now, you know what I'm saying, their decision making is being guided, it's being shaped and molded. I was blessed with my grandmother and my mother. I never read a Bible. I didn't go to church, none of that. So when I finally came to faith, the word of God, see, I didn't have nobody else's understanding of it. You follow what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
And so when something was given to me, I was able to process it through study, through, logic and what. I didn't have nobody's opinion,
right?
Nobody's view. And so now I sit down, I read the Bible, I read the Quran, and I can say, now that sounds logical to me. And I look at the minister and he explains something. He always say, you go and study what I say. Don't just take what I say on face value. And then when you go and see it, you study and you be like, yeah, because everything can be mathematically proven. So they're smart. The people that run this world, man, they know because they educated us. You know exactly what your dog gonna do because you trained it. If I tell you my dog is not going to bite you, come in.
Look, Christine said, wow, right, wow.
You know exactly what your dog is going to do. He's not going to bite you. Come on. You follow what I'm saying?
Right, because I know my dog.
Carter G. Woodson said that we are so messed up that if it's not a backdoor there, we will cut one out for ourselves.
Okay, keep going.
He who controls the diameter of your thinking knows the circumference of your action. I trained you. I know exactly how far you're going to go. So when I put this on the movie screen, I know exactly what they're going to do because I trained them. Who educating us? Who schools we go to? That's when somebody say, well, in my opinion, you can't give me your opinion because your opinion that you're about to give me is not your own. Your opinion that you're about to give me is from your slave master.
Oh, shit. Okay. I mean, oh, shoot.
That's why when he put that cap and gown on your head, he had four cornered your thinking in.
All right now, minister. But you're speaking the truth, though.
But that's the reason why, we have to be. See, like when I go to the movies and I sit down and watch TV, I don't sit down for entertainment.
I know. It seemed like you studied the whole movie. I sit down
to study.
That's what I said. You study the whole movie.
And I mean, but this is what the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan teaches us because that's how he's going to get it in. He subtly gets it in. We go, Fast X came out. We run to the movie. And then everything that he wants to get over on, he put it in the movie. Now me, I'm looking at, what's his name?
Jason Momoa.
Jason Momoa, that damaged his character. And let me tell you, let's look. You remember when our brother David Chappelle, he would not put the dress on.
Right.
He passed on $50 million. See, because David Chappelle know his following, he know the people that love him, he know what that will do to his image, and he know what that will do to young black males if he put that dress on.
Well, that's America's way. That's as Nino Brown, he said it best. That's the American way.
Yes, that's the American way. But as once again, we go back to the Bible, we go to the scripture. Let this mind be in you that was in Christ Jesus.
Okay, you got me again.
The mind of God.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? He said, I'm not of this world. I'm in it, but I'm not of it. So, we just got to come out of it. And it's tough. I know it's tough.
Yeah, it's tough. It's real tough. I like the
Listen.
world.
Listen, the scripture says we were born in it and shaped in it. So it's tough. When you gotta start to let some stuff go, it's tough.
Right. You got me sweating. You gotta let it go. Well, Christine said, "Yep, that's the word." I mean, you gave us some powerful words. How many minutes we got left, Mickey? I didn't went over having a. I am really really into what you're teaching, like just applying and breaking it down into everyday terms. It's like it's really making sense.
And see, that's the conversation we got to get and have to our youth. We got to start having little satellite circles all over the city. Like these beefs that these brothers having, we got to intervene. We got to intervene. That's the reason why we be telling brothers, brother, come on, brother, we got to sue for you too. You know what I'm saying? It says the harvest is ripe, but the laborers are few. Check this out. When the fruit and stuff is ripe to be picked, and you don't have enough laborers to pick the fruit, what happens to the fruit?
It goes bad.
It rots.
Yeah.
You follow what I'm saying?
Mhm.
That's why it says the harvest is ripe, but the laborers are few. So the harvest is ready, but you don't have enough labor, so the harvest is rotten. And so that's what we got in our community.
Rotten fruit.
Rotten fruit. We need some more laborers so we can pick the fruit off the tree and enjoy. You know what I'm saying? So
Viewers, do you guys have some questions? Because I know y'all been very in tune tonight. My mom said it's getting hot. Yeah, mama, he preaching. It's getting hot. Any questions from my viewers? Mickey, you have anything you want to add? Oh, you going to class? You've been reading that book for 4 years. I'm just messing with you, Mickey. I got that book too. Mickey just put his huh? Don't start, Mickey. Don't start with me.
And I want to give a shout out to the FOI,
Mhm.
the brothers, because
Oh, we do got a question for you.
And also the MGT.
Mhm.
Because to do this work, we don't get paid. And for them to do what they do, you know what I'm saying, we appreciate them. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
We work hard for our people, and we just want to see our people benefit. And so, man, I got to give a shout out to the brothers, because like I said, when we get up to put on the suit, we not getting $1.
Right.
Everything is charity. We going out for our people. When we go off to the Regencies and walk and give out papers and go throughout the community, it's all charity work. You know what I'm saying? So, in the scripture it said, no greater love no man hath you other than he wouldn't lay down his life.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And so we willing to get out there in the middle of that madness with our brothers and sisters and try to help them. And the MGT, man, they shouts out to them, because like I said, this is a free work.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so I just want to give them a shout out.
I have a question from Shardy Shard. Shardy, thank you for watching. How can we get the laws changed to stop the powers that be from getting over on us everyday people? And I remember you saying earlier, strength in numbers.
Yes.
So banding together.
Yes.
How do you? I mean, how we can sit here and talk about it all day, but how,
well, see,
Minister?
what has to happen is we have to hit the streets and get to the community, and we have to call town hall meetings outside of the establishment. We don't need the establishment. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan did 3 World Friendship Tours, and he was received like a head of state. He didn't ask nobody. He went all over the world, and they received him as a head of a state, and he asked nobody nothing. He just went. See, he's showing us the example of how you take back your power.
So call our own community meetings.
That's
we
all
don't
we
have to wait for
Yes.
the government to call our own
Yes.
community meetings.
Yes, we can. We can rent a place and we can call the people to this so we can get down to real, you know what I'm saying, problem solving, real solutions. We don't need the politicians and we don't need none of them.
Politicians bring problems.
Yeah. I mean, because see, I've never been big in politics.
Uh-oh.
Excuse me.
I got you, sir. Yes, sir. Politics. Beep. Right.
You follow what I'm saying?
Right.
And so we don't have to use them. We can have our own meetings, and then when we come out of that meeting, we can go to them and say, okay, this is what you're gonna do.
This is not what we ask of you.
No, this is what you're going to do.
But we got to get on the same page.
Yes. We the people unify. Remember now, when they go out to try to get votes, they come to us.
You dropping it. You right. They come to us for their votes.
Yes.
So we should be able to go to them with our demands.
Exactly. And so when we outside of them sit down and we make up an agenda, then we go to them and say, look, this is what you're gonna do. This is what you're gonna say. And you do anything other than this and say anything other than this, we putting you out and we putting him in. And we gonna take you out and we gonna put her in your place.
What do you think about the recalls now? That's going on. Do you think we heading down the right path? I mean, I don't know. I'm not involved, so I don't know like who the replacements are going to be. But what do you think? Is that the right move after what you seen yesterday?
Listen, this is me. And it's also, you know, I have to take this position because of Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. We have to work with our people, and we have to try to solve our issues. But if we cannot solve our issues, then let's wipe the table clean and start over.
Wipe it clean with everybody.
Just wipe it clean.
And he says it with a straight face. Just wipe it clean and start over.
You know, and then I'm just big on bringing our youth. See, because the youth, their minds are fruitful. They're young. You know what I mean? And if we can put the vision in them, you know, like it says, elder for counsel, the young for war. You follow what I'm saying? And so, and they ready. See, when you see them out there in the street shooting like that, see, they fearless. They ready. This is the best generation, as Honorable Ms. Louis Farrakhan teaches, that we have produced. They fearless. But see, they're rebels without a cause. We got to give them a cause. We got to direct them in the way they supposed to be using that energy. And just counsel them and guide them and let them, you know, take us on off into the sunset.
I'm about to give you this chair because I'm listening to you tonight, but that's the truth.
You know?
That's the truth. They are fearless. And I never thought about it that way. Like, give them something to fight instead of each other.
See, and this is the reason why they fear people that awake, that wakes the youth up. I want to wake people up, because they know once they get up, you got a problem. See, you take them youth and they grab hold to that, get everybody out of our community that's not trying to help our community and benefit us. See, if they take that on, see, you got a problem.
Right. Right.
You got to go.
Right.
See, because they ready.
You're right.
They ready for war.
You're right.
You know what I mean?
They fighting a war.
And so Satan is crafty in keeping them at each other. That's the reason why you can have 3 or 4 shot yesterday in critical condition, because he got them directing that toward one another. You follow what I'm saying? And we got to get in there and we got to say, hold on, what's the problem? You know, nip this in the bud, and then try to coach these young brothers, because them young brothers out there, them your best city council people. Them your best, them out there. Them the best. Them the best ones. Yes. The same ones that's making people cry gonna be the same ones that make them smile.
Do indulge, please.
See, that's the reason why the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan got us out here in the streets, because that's our job to teach them. See, we don't want to be involved in politics. Excuse me.
Politics, yes, sir.
We just want to influence the mind that's involved in it.
Mm-hmm.
See, we influence the mind, then you get salvation for the people. You follow what I'm saying? And so them young brothers and sisters that's out there, we need to get them and start cultivating them. And then turn them back around, send them back in there. They will be your best city councilman. They will be your best governors, mayors. They will be your best. See, because they really have the people's interests at heart.
And you, this one last question. And I am going to ask you this. You may or may not choose to answer, but you talk about Satan, and you talk about Satan is going to be everywhere. No, nothing is perfect. A question came: how do you deal with people in the nation, in your own nation, that's fake and lie and cheat and steal? When you have fighting amongst yourself, not saying here, but in the nation, period. How do you handle that?
Well, I mean, we have rules and regulations that govern our conduct. And with those, if you violate those rules and regulations, then, you know, it's a process that we go through to deal with that.
Okay.
It's not going to be tolerated inside of the nation.
Okay.
You know, we have rules and regulations. You know, if you do something to violate them, you will be.
So what you go out and you tell the young people, you have rules that you yourself have to follow as well.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we do.
Okay.
You know, and a lot of times, you know, sometimes people may, you have a process. You know, any time, and especially in the nation with the Honorable Louis Farrakhan, you know, he's a merciful brother, and he tried to give us justice. You follow what I'm saying? And so, in that process, it's like, you know, you have brothers and sisters, you know, doing wrong, but a lot of times, you know, you have to have mercy. You know, it's not always hammer people with the law. You know, that's the reason why Jesus said, you know, think not that I came to change the law. He said, I came to fulfill it. And the fulfillment of the law is love. So if you want someone to change, love them. You follow what I'm saying? Love is the most powerful, you know, force to make change.
It's hard to love somebody when they're doing you wrong.
Ms. Louis Farrakhan said, you have to love black people more than they hate themselves.
You got to answer for everything, don't you? But I'm serious, but that's a good answer though.
And every time I sit down and when I get mad or frustrated, I just remember that statement, and I just have to say, praise be to Allah. Right. Because we have really been destroyed. I mean, when you say born in sin and shaped in iniquity, we was born in this and shaped in it.
Right.
So you talking about trying to unravel that, you got to have an unconditional love. You got to have patience.
You're right.
Man, you talking about being shaped in this?
You're right.
Man, in America? You remember the movie with Uptown Saturday Night with Sidney Poitier and
Bill Cosby. Yep.
And they went into the bar. They was looking for little Simo and Big Percy. And anyway,
I don't remember that.
Anyway, Bill Cosby roughed the guy up and throwed him out, and he said, "That's the American way." You know what I'm saying? So that's what America has demonstrated. This is how we handle our problem: violence.
Right.
And so from the top to the bottom. And we can talk about our youth, but what do they do in the White House? Okay, they got a problem, go over there, bomb them. And they'll display this on TV, on the news. Well, we just dropped so many bombs on so-and-so. We're going to bomb. They have murdered people just openly on TV, and that's, we accept it. So they hypocritical. They could talk about violence down here, but look at the violence that they do up there. That's the American way, violence. But see, we have to come from up under the American way, and we have to accept God's way.
All right, brother. Councilwoman Tanya Burns, thank you for chiming in. She said many of them have no family or their parents were on drugs and the streets have raised them. The gangs have become their family, and it's where they get their sense of belonging and a sense of love and loyalty. Love and loyalty. Loyalty. We talk about loyalty in the streets, and I believe a lot of the youth feel like the streets are more loyal to them than family members, mamas, daddies. I mean, we can't just blame it on absent parents.
Well, I mean, that's a facade.
Mm-hmm.
That's not, that's, even though they may feel that it's a facade, but when something happens, they really learn. You know what I mean? Because like I said, you have friends killing friends, you have all of this, madness going on. And so it's just it's a facade. And what has to happen is we have to get to them and we have to show them true brotherhood.
Right.
We have to show them true sisterhood. You know what I mean? And so when you look at in the nation, brothers, we're connected all over America.
Right.
If I can go, let me tell you something. I can right now go to California and call the brothers, and I'm good. I can go to New York and call the brothers, and I'm good. You follow what I'm saying? Because we family like that. And so that's how we want to connect ourselves, in the city and whatnot, because we have to ask them, this friendship, is it producing life or is it producing death? You follow what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. See, you with these guys, but is life coming out of it? You dying at the age of 21, 23, waiting to be shot and that's not life.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
You talking about you in your 20s and you leaving here.
Right. they happy to make it to 30, right?
And then y'all don't have money and whatnot, so you got to rob, steal, and sell drugs. That's not love.
No,
that's hate. You know what I mean? And so we got to replace that. So we have to get them and we have to show them true, genuine brotherhood and true, genuine sisterhood. Okay. Remember I said my grandmother said you rather have a friend than a dollar.
Friend and a dollar, because that friend is always gonna be there.
Always gonna be there.
Dollar gonna come and go.
See, when you go to jail, them friends not gonna be there. That's the end of that friendship. If you get 12, 13, 14, 15 years, that's when you'll see them again.
No, that's not true.
Look, you have exceptions to the rule, but the majority, out of sight, out of mind.
That's true. That's very true.
And I'm not telling you what I heard.
Okay.
Okay, so like I said, I did not fall out of heaven.
Right. I understand.
You know what I'm saying? So, I can talk to them about that because I live that. You know what I mean? So, and I'm coming up out of hell. So
I appreciate that.
Yep.
Well,
appreciate you.
Thank you for being here. And as always, thank you for coming back. Our first time we sat down here and talked, we was just beginning to know each other. And you've been out in the community, knowing the community. We've talked several times, and I feel like this was a great conversation that we had today. I thank you so much for just lending some of your education upon us in Facebook land. And
well, I thank you, sister. You helping me, schooling me on some things out here. I'll be asking, who is that right there? Who is that? Who is this?
I'm schooling him, y'all. I'm schooling him.
You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate your help. I appreciate your assistance. But we gonna get our city together.
What are some of the things that the nation has coming up? Like I seen a flyer for bean pies. Bean pies, y'all. Bean pies actually taste like sweet potato pie. Well, I ain't gonna say they the bomb. I'm not gonna say all of that. But what I'm gonna say is that they're not bad. They're not bad. So
that'll be Elijah
They're
Muhammad.
supreme.
They're supreme. Here you go.
I'll be Elijah Muhammad wanted us to one of the things in the Black community, we are trying to combat diabetes and a lot of illnesses. So when you look at the bean pie, it's made from the navy bean, and the navy bean is a very good source for Black people. And it's a lot of in that bean, and so it turned into a sweet, a healthy sweet. And so he's trying to get us off of the sugar because of the diabetes. And so that's something that we have to combat in the community. So the bean pie is a healthy sweet for our people. So that's the reason why we push the bean pie over on our people, trying to get them to put down that other stuff.
The other stuff, right? All that other sweets, y'all don't need that. Check out my page later. I will put up the flyer again for the bean pies. They will be able to contact you. The mosque is located at the old Prince of Peace Church.
1417 Stevenson.
1417 Stevenson. And what time are your services on Sunday?
From 11 to 1.
11 to 1. Okay. Yep. All right. Anything coming up, like any special services or anything?
We gonna have some things. I'll keep you posted, and so we can let the people know so they can come on out.
Okay.
And man, they more than welcome to come down to the service, and we have it for them.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Thank all of you again for tuning in. Shouts out to 810 News Media Group and the greatest producer in the world, Mickey Jordan. Stay tuned tomorrow at 12 o'clock for Trevor's Rant. And then at 4 o'clock, we got the premiere of our new show, Sister Circle, with Gina Luster, Sister Audrey Muhammad of the MGT, and also Sister Wyntis Hall. I'm going to be a sister from Mount Pisgah Baptist Church. Shut up, Mickey. I'm a sister today, okay? Thank you all for watching, and see you tomorrow.